Okay, this is live. Okay, so the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. So it's been a long way. We've come a long way from this franchise. To be honest, hold on. In fact, hold on. Five Nights at Freddy's. Oh my goodness. And before we get this review started, I'm just going to clarify. I mean, in case y'all haven't seen it, in case y'all haven't seen the title yet, but this is a spoiler review. But I'm assuming a lot of y'all watching this have seen the movie by now, so we could just go off and say whatever the hell we want, right? But for those of you who still for whatever reason still haven't watched the movie yet, the movie is literally been out for a few days now, and it's out on Peacock. So if you don't want to get spoiled, or unless you don't care about this movie, then what the hell are you doing? Literally, there's nothing better to do right now. What, Halloween trick or treating? Who even does that still? Let's be real here. I mean, many people do that still, but you know what I mean. This Halloween, we're talking about some Freddy's Fazbear's. So, yeah. Swear to God. The journey we've been through with this movie. For starters, let me just tell y'all my history with FNAF we get to before we get to the movie. So, to keep it a buck with y'all, I was kind of a FNAF fan. Like when the first food game, I first heard of FNAF because I seen some people brought it up at my daycare when I was younger, and I was like, "What is this FNAF game everyone's talking about?" And then I go on the internet and I go on the internet and I see many people streaming the game, talk about the game, Markiplier, MatPat, Corey Kenshin, Daco, all that. And I was like, wow, so this is what. Hold on. Oh, this game looks kind of scary. That's why many people are talking about this game. So I clicked on a, you guessed it, Markiplier video because it's Markiplier. Because it's Markiplier. And then from the get go, I was like, God damn, that Freddy jump scare. I need to buy this game now. And keep in mind, this was a lot younger. This game came out in 2014, nearly 10 years ago, 9 years ago, in fact. I was a lot younger, so of course I was gonna be scared of this. But since it was popular, you guessed it, I wanted to buy the game, and the game actually looked good to me. So I wanted to buy the game myself. Not buy the game. I wanted to play the game myself, but my mom didn't let me for whatever reason. My mom did not let me play the game because it seemed too scary for me, and she thought I was gonna have nightmares about it. Nightmares about it, which understandable since I was a lot younger back then. So, yeah. So, Five Nights at Freddy's. So I started hearing about I didn't really care about the lore until I started. Uh, it was like near when I was about to leave for the FNAF, where I started hearing about the lore and stuff. I didn't. I'll be honest with you. The whole lore, Five Children incident. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that until shortly when I was growing out of it at that point. When I was younger, I always looked at FNAF as, oh, this popular game with these evil robots, evil animatronics, in a piece of place where you're just stuck in a room. That's how I'm being honest, y'all. That's how I saw FNAF as a kid, and just from that alone, I was hooked on. Not even knowing about the lore with purple guy killing the kids, all that. I didn't even know about that, and automatically I was hooked on with it, just based off the fact that it was scary. It was actually scary, and it was engaging, and the suspense too. That's what got me hooked on with FNAF, as well as many others. And the fact that we're here now, from a small indie budget game to a Hollywood blockbuster horror movie. Well, not necessarily a horror movie, because if you've seen the movie, if you again spoiler, if you've seen the movie, you will know that the movie is not really that fucking scary. But yeah, so yeah, here's how I left FNAF. The reason why if y'all, some of y'all seen my videos, but for those of you who haven't, the only FNAF games I played, I loved, was FNAF 1, FNAF 2, FNAF 3, FNAF 4, and FNAF Sister's Location. Those are the only ones that I loved. And that was back then when I actually was a FNAF fan. I actually was a FNAF fan. I left. The reason why I left the series, for those of you who are wondering if I loved the game so much, why I left. Well, like many other people, I was hearing about I was growing out of it at that point. And we're not necessarily growing out of it, but like, it was just not the same anymore. Like, that was when, around Sister's Location, that is when I started hearing about the lore. Where I started, me personally, me in particular, is when I started. Oh, hold on. Don't want to mess up my hair. Is where I started knowing about the lore and stuff, and I found out that the lore actually ended with FNAF 3, and the story concluded with FNAF 3, and then I was like, what the hell? So, what is up with this? So why are we? If the story is over, then why is it continuing? I mean, I love FNAF but then I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't like the jump scares in Sister's Location. I'll be honest with you. I like some of the tone. I like the fact that Sister Location added to the lore, but them jump scares, I'm not gonna lie to you, it was kind of weak. I didn't like those jump scares in Sister's Location. It was kind of weak. And plus, basically, what made me left for sure is that I found out about FNAF World, and I was like, really, really, man, really, developers? I didn't know that much about the whole Scott Counter thing. I just know that about these developers. I didn't know who Scott Cawthon was until after I left the franchise. After I left the franchise, I was like, really? So there's kiddish now? Really? I mean, for now, sure. There was some humor to it. There was goofy moments, some goofy moments. More particularly with FNAF 2. But what the hell? The fact that this is kiddish now. Yeah, I'm done with this franchise. I'm fucking done. So, I left the franchise. I no longer became a fan of FNAF, and I was just sticking to games like Call of Duty, Sonic the Hedgehog, Mario, the Nintendo games, all that stuff. While at the same time, though, even though despite the fact that I was no longer a fan of FNAF, I left the franchise. I still had it to the back of my mind. I still kept it at the back of my mind because there was so much potential in this franchise, despite the fact that it was no longer the same as it used to. I was seeing all these fan animations, these cringe, these fan cringe, somewhat wholesome but cringe animations, and just seeing the community involved, blowing this somewhat small indie franchise up to what it is today with the movie included, really gives me hope in this community. Even though, despite knowing that the FNAF fan base is toxic as hell. So yeah, so despite the fact that I left FNAF, I kept it at the back of my mind when it comes to future developments of future projects of the franchise. I, I think I made a video. I never played Security Breach. I talked about Security Breach. I think I made a video like a few years back when Security Breach came out, and I was like, it's not even that scary no more. It's not even scary no more. No wonder I left this franchise. No wonder I left this franchise. It's not even that scary no more. Like the biggest thing FNAF I was looking forward to when it comes to FNAF at that point, the biggest thing I was keeping my eye out for with FNAF was the FNAF movie. Because honestly, the games after FNAF Sister's Location, I could care less about. Sure, there was FNAF Pizza Simulator and Ultimate Custom Night, but I didn't even know about those. I didn't even know about those. And plus, really, if you think about it, I'm gonna be honest with you. I only really, I only heard good things about Pizza Simulator is because of the ending speech, which I would have kept and just put it in, took in that speech and put it in one of the earlier games, like for instance, either FNAF 3 or FNAF Sister's Location. But yeah, more in particular FNAF 3 since it was the ending chapter canonically. Ending chapter canonically. But yeah, I will probably put it in this movie too. So yeah, so the financial. So I've talked about. So yeah, that was my history with FNAF in general. Now let's talk about the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, which y'all are here about. So, Five Nights, like many other people, I was looking forward to this movie. I am really looking forward to this movie because despite the fact that I was no longer a FNAF fan, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, the fact that that's even an idea, the fact that that was actually a movie in development was actually pretty insane. That shows how big this franchise got quickly, to the point where it's already getting a movie. Wow, that's how big this community got. So, yeah. So, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I've waited how many years? 9 years. 9 years. Ever since, like, it was around the second game, FNAF 2 came out, is when that it was around FNAF 2 or FNAF 3 where they announced this thing. I waited 8 to 9 years. Constant drops, constant script changing, directors changing, constant delays to the point where at one point some people were saying that the movie was canceled, which I knew it wasn't canceled. I knew they never confirmed me it was canceled. In fact, to the point where some of the developers were saying, "Oh no, the movies were still happening. The movie is still happening. The movie was still happening. Just give it time. We're just working on the script." It's like, yeah. Five Nights at Freddy's. So, the development, they was developing the scripts for a few years, and like many other people, I was full to thinking that they were gonna. I was full to thinking that they were gonna start filming in spring 2021. Spring 2021. But turns out that was something happened with that, cause I did as thought that they were gonna do that, and turns out that they didn't. So turns out something happened to the point where they didn't do it. They was losing the director. They lost the director, Christopher Columbus. They lost how many? Although I'm gonna ask you, what would it be if the FNAF movie? How would the FNAF movie be if Christopher Columbus was still the director? How would the movie be? How would we look at it? Would we look at it the same as many people are looking at the FNAF movie we got now, or would the results have been different with Christopher Columbus? And meanwhile, this movie took forever to the point where some movie developers decided, hey, let's make these let's make these FNAF inspired ripoffs. Which, first of all, that tells you something when other movie developers are filling in the shoes for you. How long we've been looking forward to this movie. So there was there was the banana splits horror movie, which according to I didn't know about this, but according to a lot of people, uh, it was actually based on a TV show that Hanna Barbera made. I don't know their name. I don't really know their names. The people who made Scooby Doo and Looney Tunes, all that, Tom and Jerry, all that. It was based on that, which they decided to turn a friendly show to a horror movie, and they actually took, from what I've heard, they actually took one of the used FNAF movie drafts and made that into their movie, the Banana Splits movie, which I didn't personally watch yet. I didn't personally watch it, but I heard that the movie was bad, and based off what I seen, a few based off a few scenes of it, I could totally see because I didn't like some of the things I was seeing. So yeah, so yeah, and then there was the Hug on Hulu, which I actually thought it was chilling, which I actually thought that was what we would have needed for a FNAF movie. At least the tone of it too. I don't know about the scare the project itself, but the tone of it and the fact that in the intense moments is what we would have needed for a Five Nights at Freddy's movie, which spoiler alert, they didn't do. So yeah, I actually liked the Hug. I actually watched it and I thought, damn, this is what we probably would have needed for a FNAF movie. This type of intense. God damn. And then, so I like the Hug, and here comes my y'all. Some of y'all knew this was coming. My favorite FNAF movie knockoff. My favorite FNAF movie knockoff. to the point where you don't even want to call many people around the community to the point where that became its own culture. That movie had its own fan base too. Literally before the FNAF movie, purely based off the fact that it was a FNAF ripoff. But it was entertaining as hell. Despite the movie itself being stupid as hell, it was entertaining as hell. My favorite FNAF movie knockoff, Willy's Wonderland. The fact that many people enjoyed that film, despite how stupid it was, purely based off the fact that it was like there was lots of blood, there was lots of action, Nicolas Cage fucking up all the animatronics. And one thing I could actually say, one thing I appreciate about these FNAF movies or these FNAF movie knockoffs and the FNAF movie included is that they actually built real. One thing I like is that these movies aren't entirely CGI. If anything, they're all practical effects. They actually have them. I actually love how they have them. Some of them niggas in the costumes. They actually have, they actually have the people in the costumes and shit actually moving. That's what I like is that they have the the people the people in the costume actually move like they're animatronics and they actually have to build animatronics puppeteering. They had to use puppeteering for the eyes, all that. They're using practical effects. That's what I like. But Willy's Wonderland is my favorite. Is my favorite FNAF movie ripoff before the real deal. So I liked Willy's Wonderland. The kills, the entertainment. It's really the kills. I like the animatronics themselves. Willy the Weasel, Ozzy the Ostrich, Gus the Gorilla, all that. I like the animatronics themselves. They were so memorable to the point where people made versus videos with FNAF literally before the FNAF movie began filming. So so yeah. So there you go. The FNAF movies. And keep in mind, this is at a time where video game movies were starting to drive. Like for instance, we have Detective Pikachu, we have the Mortal Kombat movie. Around FNAF, when FNAF movie was coming out, we have FNAF, we have Mortal Kombat, we have the Mario movie, we have Detective Pikachu, and the two best video game movies of all time, with a third movie on the way next year, the Sonic the Hedgehog movies. The video game movies were driving, and then there was the Last of Us TV show, and bro, video game movies were starting to thrive. Was the Five Nights at Freddy's movie gonna be the best? Was gonna be the best animatronic horror movie? Was the Five Nights at Freddy's movie gonna only add to the trend of best of video game movies driving? And then I saw the trailers. The trailers came out. Y'all saw my reactions. I did reactions to them, and I got hyped instantly. All some of the fear I had some fears with the movie. I had some worries with the movie, but I was worried that the movie might suck. But as y'all could tell by my reactions alone, I was fucking hyped. I was so fucking hyped. Some of the videos I made about FNAF earned me lots of views. Got me a lot of views on the channel, and I was breaking them down. I was breaking it down, remembering what I used to play a few years ago. I was so hyped instantly. It's like I was back on the FNAF hype train. Bro, when the FNAF trailers was coming out, everybody was talking about FNAF. Like the old days. Including myself. Including myself. I was talking about Finance and Freddy's. Like, I was still part of the fan base, despite the fact that I left. I was breaking it down. I was wishing that the movie was rated R, which after watching the movie, then fuck yeah, the movie should have been rated R for a number of reasons, which I'm about to get into in this review. But yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's, the movie. I remember this game. I really loved this game as a kid. Such a shame it got bastardized over the years. But yeah, I was watching the trailer. I remember everybody saying Markiplier was gonna be in there, which turns out that he was supposed to be in it, but due to scheduling issues with his own movie Iron Lung, he couldn't be in there. But thankfully, they did say that he might be in the sequels, which this movie is getting a sequel. From it's actually confirmed that this movie is getting a sequel, which they're probably gonna be adapting FNAF 2, most likely, since they adapt FNAF 1. Even though the movie seems to be its own lore. So what the hell are they gonna do with the sequel? And Markiplier, no matter what you do with the sequel, Markiplier better get a fucking cameo. You got, hold on. I'm gonna get to the movie. But yeah, the movie was coming and it was a roller coaster of emotions. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was hyped, but I was worried at the same time. I was worried that they were gonna mess up FNAF even more and make FNAF an even bigger embarrassment than it already was ever since Security Breach came out. And then people were just gonna look at Five Nights at Freddy's as a joke and not as the franchise it was supposed to be looked as. Which thankfully they had Scott Cawthon involved to watch over the project. But still, I was still worried, even with Scott being on board, even with some of the trailers I was seeing. But yeah, does it deliver to the hype? Does it deserve the hate that it's getting right now? Does it deserve all the hype from FNAF fans? To tell y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all up front. Y'all see if y'all haven't seen my title, then oh fucking well. You're about to know how I feel about this movie right here and right now. In fact, y'all seen my previous videos of me going into the FNAF movie and getting out of the FNAF movie. You're about to see how I feel about the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. 3, 2, 1. I liked the movie. I actually liked it. I really liked it. I really liked it. I came out the theater with a smile on my face. I, I mean, y'all should have saw it coming. Y'all seen the title. Y'all seen the title. Y'all knew where I was going with this. This movie is good. I actually like the movie. That being said, I don't love it. I liked it, but I didn't love it. I didn't like. I wasn't a huge fan of the movie. I don't think it's. I don't think it's great. The movie is not a masterpiece. It's not peak. It's just decent. It's just good. It's decent. That being said, though, this movie has some major fucking issues, which I'm about to get into in a minute. This movie has some major fucking issues. I did not like. Some of the things I really did not like, which I actually understood thanks to me knowing the lore. That thanks to me knowing about the lore of FNAF and me being somewhat of a fan of this franchise, somewhat a fan of the franchise, thanks to me knowing the lore, but still, some of the things, even knowing the lore, some of the shit they did with this movie, kind of threw me off. Let's talk about the positives, and like I did with the Mario movie and the Sonic movies, I'm gonna bring up what I like and didn't like, and then I'm gonna give my score at the end. let's talk about the positives first. Let's talk about the positives. The biggest, no. I'm gonna say the best for last. Number one, I like the settings. I like the fact that they build a whole restaurant based off the fact that they want to replicate the game so bad. I like how colorful it looks. I like how it doesn't look like this off-brand Chuck E. Cheese restaurant. I actually like how they took the time to make the restaurant look unique. I really did like the attention to detail from the security room with the posters and the fan, all that to the vents from FNAF 2 and FNAF 3. The main animatronic stage with how they look. They got the cameras. They got Foxy's Pirate Cove and literally right next to the main stage. I do like the attention to detail. I do like I do like the hold on. I do like the characters. The characters in the movie, despite some of the writing or the writing, I like the characters in the movie. More particularly, I like Mike and Abby. Vanessa, I was having a little bit of mixed emotions on Vanessa, but she was okay. She was okay. Vanessa was okay. She was definitely better than Security Breach. I fucking hated her in FNAF Security Breach, but in the movie, she was alright. She was better. She was definitely better than Security Breach though. But there is still something I need to talk about her with her, which pissed me off as a former FNAF fan or an ex of someone that used to be a FNAF fan before I left. Again, I left. Uh, I liked the some of the. I like the fact that they kept the. I do like how they touched upon the whole children's and animatronics, like children's souls and animatronic bodies, like children stuffed in animatronics type of thing. I do like that. I do like how they touched upon that detail, which thank God they at least they true upon that. I do like how they touched upon the fact that, oh yeah, that he killed the kids and put them inside the suits. I do like how the animatronics. Here's what I thought was gonna happen. I thought that the animatronics were gonna talk, which on one hand I wouldn't mind as long as they didn't talk too much. I was worried that they might make the animatronics annoying if they talk. I don't know what it was. That I heard that they might have some voice actors, and I was like, oh hell no, they're gonna make the animatronics fucking talk, aren't they? One of the things that made the game successful is that there was suspense. There wasn't really a lot of noise besides some of the signs of an animatronic coming close and near you. And I was worried that this FNAF movie just was just gonna give them voices and have them speak full sentences, which I wouldn't mind if it was like a few words or something, but not full on conversations like they were talking to the characters. That's what would have dulled me off. I do like how they just have Abby just like look have the animatronics like look at Abby and then Abby just knowing what they were talking about. Abby knowing what they were saying. Abby referring to them as friends, which I do like how they touched upon that with FNAF 1. In case some people are like, why the fuck are the animatronics so friendly? Literally in FNAF 1, the phone guy, or no, not in FNAF 1, probably FNAF 2. Yeah, I think it was FNAF 2 where they said that the animatronics do. No. FNAF 1 is where he said that, where phone guy said that, the animatronics get quirky at night. I think it was FNAF 2 where they said that uh, the animatronics are friendly towards children but weird towards adults. Somewhat suspicious of the adults. But yeah, I love how they touched upon that detail. And one thing I thought was gonna happen is that I thought they were gonna make have the animatronics protect Abby from being like them, but instead they've literally chose to make. That's what kind of threw me off. It's like, why y'all trying to kill? Why y'all trying? I get y'all want to have fun with her. She's bringing peace, joy to y'all tortured lives, but why y'all trying to torture her? Why y'all essentially trying to torture her? You know. But I do like the animatronics. I do like the fact that they touched on the kid stuff, and yeah, I do like how they kept that, which thank fucking godness. Even if they did some shit I didn't like, I do like. I I'll be honest with you. I do like some of the dream sequences. I hear a lot of people criticizing those, but I like some of it. Some of it I liked. Some of it I did not like. You know. So yeah, I do like Mike. I do like Mike. I do like the again. I like Mike and Abby. Abby might as well just be my no not my. It's my second favorite character in the movie because I'm about to bring up somebody else. Mike is my third favorite character in the movie. I do like how caring he is. He just is caring. He's always doing what's best for his sister. He just has issues with his life. He with sleeping pills. He has issues sleeping, thinking about his past and regretting, and trying to look protect Abby at the best, doing the best he can. Like Mike has really been through it because literally the opening of the movie where he's working at a mall, he's literally beating the literally beating somebody's dad up because he thought that he was kidnapping him, when in reality he was just trying to get his son and go home. I do like that they touch. I do like how they make Mike a character, like an actual character that just had issues with his life. And it was actually heartwarming sometimes. I did actually feel for Mike. He didn't get enough development, but I actually did feel for Mike. Like that ass, I feel for Mike. Cause how funny is that? How ironic is that the character that you played in the games, just sitting in the security room in the games, actually has a character where you feel for in the movie. You know, actually is a character in the movie. But yeah, Abby, she's so innocent. She's literally innocent. I wouldn't. I'll probably wait. She was suspicious before Chica tried to put her in one of those spring locks. I do like, and she was a little suspicious when her aunt, which I fucking hated, which thank God she died by the way. That golden Freddy killed. She died. I do like how she's aware of some of the things going on, and she's not doing a hissy fit all the time. I do like how she's not annoying. She is not annoying. She is so caring. I really liked Abby in this movie. I was worried that they might make her annoying, and they'll just have her like be the thing that makes some people not want to watch the movie. Like certain movies where they have kid characters be the reasons why. Oh my goodness, I just want to see this. But nah, they actually make Abby really caring. I do like how she refers to the animatronics as her friends. That's where I really fucking liked. But yeah, I like Abby in the movie. I do like how she's always caring for her brother, even when she doesn't want to admit it. I know that. I know that for sure if you watch the movie. But yeah, even though, despite the fact that there's one scene which I literally fucking hate it that one scene which I know y'all know what I'm talking about, where the animatronics and Abby do something which completely threw me out the film when I first watched it. I was like, what the hell? This what we doing now? Y'all know what I'm about to talk about. And it's not the. It's. I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna bring it up soon. But Finance of Freddy's. Okay. Abby was good. Abby was so good. I do like the. But the. Here's the best character in Finance of Freddy's though. No. Here's another character before the best characters. William Afton. So I would say William Afton. I do like how much of a threat he is, despite the fact that he's barely even in the movie. He just shows up out of nowhere as Spring Bonnie slash Spring Trap. But I still like William Afton and Spring Trap. I still like how they have Spring Trap be the main villain, which I do like how they touched upon that detail. And dude, the the spring lock scene. I do like the spring. I really did love the spring lock scene. Even though there are some issues with the spring lock scene, which I'm about to bring up in my negatives with the spring lock scene, but overall, I still like what they tried to do with the spring lock scene, recreating the spring lock scene, even though it wasn't a beat to beat recreation of the spring lock scene from FNAF 3 or the Silver Eyes comics. But I still like how brutal it was, despite not having any blood, barely having any blood. Which, well, that's another thing I liked. They pushed the not necessarily, but they pushed the PG-13 limits. The scene with the Springlock scene, some of the scratches the kids give Mike, the animatronics give Mike, how there's scratches coming out of bloods in one of the dream sequences. And then there's a few times at the beginning where you think it's actually a horror movie until the change of tone near the halfway. And bro, the 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 people that broke in the place, the people who that broke in the place, and the animatronics just straight off go off on them, kill them. That was the. I'm gonna be honest with you. That was the best sequence in the movie for me. When the people who broke in get killed by the animatronics. That was the best part because that was actually still they at least tried to make it a horror movie. Still, I was actually terrified. Still, I was in the theaters with my mom for Christ's sake, and even she was like, God damn, Jesus Christ." And bro, my favorite kill was Freddy's kill. How Freddy literally bit her body in half. The kid, I do like how if I were to remake FNAF, that is what I would have kept. Freddy biting. What's her name? What's her name? I forgot her name. I forgot her name. I was gonna look it up. I forgot her name. uh, biting her biting her whole body in half. And dude, that was my that whole sequence with the animatronics attacking the people who broke in to try to make Mike look bad, so that way the stupid ant takes Abby. That was my favorite moments. That was my favorite scene. There, and I do like how this movie has. No. I do like the cameos. I do like the cameos. Bro, they put Matt Pat. They put fucking Matt Pat in the movie. They put Matt Pat as the Snarky at a place called Snarky's, cheese restaurant called Snarky's. There was Matt Pat, and then on top of that, we get Snarky the dog himself, which I didn't even know until reading some of the history's development of FNAF 1. And, and then on top of that, we get Balloon Boy. Well, not literally not Balloon Boy. It's not Balloon Boy. It's a figure. It's like a Balloon Boy. It's like a small little Balloon Boy figure. And dude, them jump scares. Despite this movie not being scary, those Balloon Boy scenes always catch you off guard. I do like how they Balloon Boy. I think they're gonna. That I don't think that's actually Balloon Boy. I think that's just a little gag. The movie itself did a little gag they did throughout the movie. The little Balloon Boy figure appeared like 3 times in the movie. I do like some of the references, and Matt Pat. I do like. This was Matt Pat or Markiplier or both. I already knew one or the other, or both was gonna appear, and it was Matt Pat. And then on top of that, Matt Pat says his line, "It's just a theory." Yeah. I did like. This is what I appreciated with Scott. He let all the FNAF YouTubers besides Markiplier, besides the King, they brought in literally all the FNAF YouTubers for a cameo. There was Daco, Ape and Ryan, Razable, and then the other guy as the previous employees of the month. There was Mad Pat, the Dearest, who made all the theories. And then on top of that, we get Corey Kitchen and two scenes, two scenes. One scene is where we saw the scene we saw in the trailer with him, Abby, and Golden Freddy. And dude, Corey can Loki act. Oh my god, Corey can act. Cause his reaction to Golden Freddy, I was like, he can Corey Kitchen can Loki kind of act. He can Loki act. And I do like how I do like how it's like made for the fans, which they did say. It's like a love letter to the fan community. Despite this movie having major issues, I do like the passion behind this. The one the thing I like the most about this movie is the passion behind this movie. It's like they did it for the fans. I do like. Here's another thing I like about this movie: the charm. I do like the charm. The fan, the passion, the fan service, all that. But I really like the charm of this movie. I do like how wholesome and charming this movie is. It's not cringy. I do like how some scenes with the animatronics actually do remind you of those fan animations. Fan animations, the fans be making it with the community. And that's what I mean when I say this community is just the potential. If this community wasn't so goddamn toxic, I just love the passion behind this project. The amount of years it took, literally a fucking decade. The amount of hard work it took to making script, and I did like the soundtrack. It wasn't great at all, but I did like the soundtrack. And speaking of songs, I like how they, bro. I was the credits. Y'all know where I'm going with this. They added the Living Tombstone song. FNAF one, the most iconic FNAF song, the Living Tombstone song, end of credits. At the end of the credits, I can, which, bro, the fact that they actually did that, it's actually in the official FNAF project. Oh man, the fact that it's actually in the official. Hold on, guys, something's in my eye. Sorry, I just have to get that taken care of. But yeah, the fact that they put that in the movie, bro, I was singing the lyrics word from word. My mom was there with me. I was singing as well as some other people in the theater. I was singing the words. I was singing the song, and bro, it just brought back memories, bro. It 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 just. I just miss the OG FNAF. This just makes me miss when FNAF was actually good. The passion behind this project just makes me miss FNAF. When Finance and Freddy was actually was actually at its peak. In fact, if this movie were to release back then, I would have loved this franchise no matter what. But the fact that we have to go through the security breach shit and Scott milking the hell out of this franchise to the point where it's not even. Ugh, my god. But yeah, for the sequels, we better get Markiplier. And there better be more blood. Don't even give a shit if it's rated R next time, which it has to be. But yeah, that's pretty much all my wait. One last positive. Oh yeah, the Corey Kitchen. I did like the in the end credits with the Corey Kitchen and Balloon Boy. This is what I mean when I said Corey can Loki act. The way he screamed when he saw the Balloon Boy figure. I was like, dude. Me and many other people in the theater were laughing at that scene, and I was like, bro, the amount of dedication this project had. If Markiplier was in this, if only the movie, if only Markiplier was in it, if only the movie was scarier, if only the the movie's lore was a little more accurate to the games, and if only the movie was rated R, it would have dead ass been my favorite, not my favorite movie, or probably the best video game movie since Sonic 2. Since y'all know me at this point, I had issues with the Super Mario Brothers movie. I had issues with Some people said that the Mario movie is the best video game movie of all time. Nah, I'm gonna be real. Sonic 2 is still the best video game movie. Even after Five Nights at Freddy's, Sonic 2 is still the best video game movie. But FNAF is definitely more entertaining than Mario. This movie is just entertaining. That's what probably made me leave the theater with a big smile on my face, despite some of the shit that they shouldn't have done. Was this movie was the Mario movie was good and all, but it definitely lacked. They definitely rushed the hell out of that story in that movie. It was literally just references to references, which I liked, but at least tell a story. But still like the Mario movie nonetheless. 7.5 out of 10 with that movie. I'm gonna tell y'all my score of this movie at the end of this review. But yeah, one last thing before I get into the negatives. One last thing. One last thing. Uh, this is the movie that does not suck. Oh, hold on. The whole eye, the colored eye. That's what I was meant to talk about. The colored eye situation with the red eyes, the blue eyes, the orange eyes, all that shit. Don't even worry about it. Which now that I think about it, oh, wait till I get into my negatives, cause there's something that they did not do, something that they should have done. Oh man, dude. All right, was that it? You don't have to worry about the. Ugh. All right. Now on to the negatives. So let me say this: the writing for Five Nights at Freddy's is fucking mediocre. It was mediocre. The writing of FNAF was mid. That's what's probably making me think that this movie is underwhelming but decent. The Five Nights at Freddy's, the writing, at least the writing of the movie, is mid at best. Uh, I do again the positives, some of the things that they tried to do with the story. I actually appreciate that, but the problem is, it's a fucking mess. The problem with the story is that it's a mess. It's a mess. Or what should have been. I wish. I know. This has nothing to do with the FNAF complicated lore, all that bullshit. I'm not gonna criticize that since that's just what. Since that's just FNAF. But the problem with the movie is that they kind of half-assed the screenplay. I mean, not the screenplay. They kind of half-assed the plot. Like I see potential of a great movie. Like this just they could have just. I did not like how they. This is what I didn't like. I know the movies is its own thing, but some of the things, some, and I do. I am aware that they're gonna change some things up for the movie. It not everything is gonna stay true to the games, which I'm not gonna lie to you. I would have appreciated a simplified lore. I would have appreciated. I would have, instead of what they did, I would have appreciated a more simplified version of the complicated lore of the games. Just simplified in in like a 2 hour in a 2 hour runtime for people who aren't fans of the franchise, which it would actually make sense. The is yeah, I do like. I I would have I would have preferred a simplified version of the lore from the games, just less complicated, as opposed to the lore that we got. One thing that really pisses me off, you get to give us the Springlock scene, which was tamed and less bloody, but you don't. I get it. Yeah, I know it's gonna be realism, all that shit, but fuck that. I'm literally watching a movie with killer animatronics. Fuck realism. You know what I mean? But don't do crazy stuff, but don't expect everything to be accurate to the real world. But you don't get the bite of 83. This is what I mean with this fucking PG-13 rating. This is what I mean when I said the movie should have been rated R. You're telling me you get to give us the fucking Springlock sync, but we don't get the bite of 83? You get to give us a tamed version of William's karma, of the karma of William Afton, but you don't show us how William Afton started becoming the person that we know him to be. You couldn't just build. You have Golden Freddy and Spring Trap in the fucking movie, yet you don't have the Bite of 83. You couldn't show. You couldn't really show the kids putting his little brother's Evans head in a live action version of that, and probably just cut away for the fucking PG-13. You could have at least done that, putting his head in Fred Bear's mouth and then cut away. You couldn't have done that with your fucking PG-13. Instead, you had to change his little brother's backstory entirely. Instead of the Bite of 83, you want to know what happens instead? He gets kidnapped. He gets kidnapped. He gets kidnapped, and he drives away. Which I do like the fact that some people are saying that Garrett, which I'm not gonna lie to you, I prefer Evan, the crying child, over this this stiff child with no emotions. Like I would have at least had him at least scream for help. You're literally getting kidnapped. Scream for help for fuck's sake. And, and what was I about to say? Like I would have at least had, like I would have had. My goodness, the Bite of 83. I would have. Like I get it. It's his own. Like, but why did you? Why did you change? What is Williams at that point? What's Williams' goal then? Oh wait, I forgot. William Afton isn't even his their father in this version. He's Vanessa's father. Which fuck that. I'm gonna get to that. I would have just kept it. I would have just made it a simplified version of the game's convoluted lore. So yeah. Oh, Final to Freddy's. The movie, I don't like the lore. I don't like the FNAF movie lore at all. It's stupid as hell. Ugh. It's half-assed. That's the problem. But yeah, the movie. So yeah, Garrett's kind of a thing a lot, and yeah, and another problem, which I preferred the crying child. I would have like that's what I was about to say. I would literally have the crying child backstory with Evan, inspire William, like make William Afton go crazy and start killing children and putting them inside suits. And dude, as much as I like that scene with I really enjoyed those kidnappers getting tortured by getting killed by the animatronics, the people who broke in the animatronic place. Carl. Yeah, that's probably what their name is, Carl. What I would have preferred was the people going in. Like I would have had the people breaking in be the parents, be the parents of the kids that got kidnapped and killed and stuffed in the suits for revenge, trashing the place, trashing the place, and have William Afton control the animatronics and just kill them. This is not at the children's fault. It's William's fault killing them. William Afton controlling the animatronics and killing them. So yeah, that's what I would have done. But yeah, and that's another thing. William Afton is not even a character. He's the counselor. He's the college counselor, which for one I would have touched on. What? Why is the account correct? I know who he technically was in the Silver Eyes comics, but there was a reasoning for that. In the movie, there's no reason. He kills these kids. I mean, I get it. I guess you want to say he kills the kids, then to cover up his lies, he changed his name, but they don't take the time to explain that. I guess it's just left open to us interpreters, up to our interpretation. Which I actually like that. I would have kept that, except I would have explained that. And I would have had the Afton family be the. That's what I mean when I said this fucking movie should have been better. I would have had the Afton. I would have had the Afton family be a little that. Be the main core of the. No. The 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 core of the story, the emotional attachment, despite with the kids getting killed and stuff inside the suits. Instead of some of the silly shit we got. But yeah, the movie needed more explanation. Here's another disappointment. Oh yeah, no. William Afton. I was still on William Afton. William Afton. He didn't get. Dude, Spring Bonnie, Spring Trap. He just came out of nowhere. We see him as the career counselor at the beginning for a few minutes, and then on top of that, he's just he now all of a sudden he just comes out of nowhere in the suit already. I know they talked about him, but they never really built him up as an antagonist or a threat in the movie. He just comes out of nowhere because we know him from the games, which is fine if you ask me. But for a movie on its own, many people are gonna look at it like, oh, they didn't really build him up as a threat. They just sort of talked about him a few times. I would have, for one, I would have at least implied or showed that the show William killing the kids and stuffing them inside the suit. And what happened to Purple Guy? Yeah, what about Purple Guy? What happened to that? Why is it just what happened to Purple Guy? Yeah. And what happened to Phone Guy? The wait, what? What? The main source of information in FNAF, or at least the earlier FNAF games. I don't know about this new FNAF shit. The phone guy is not even in the movie. Phone guy's not even in the movie. We just get this chest tape of the woman explaining FNAF, which I would have kept that, but I also would have had phone guy from another, just just to from another security guard's perspective of warning Mike about the place instead of having Mike conveniently survive on his own. And two, it's phone guy. It's fucking phone guy. Why would you get rid of phone guy? Why would you? Shit. Sorry, guys. God, it's fucking cold outside. I think I'm sick. But I don't think I'm sick, guys. Probably. I don't know. I don't know. Probably or not. I don't know. But yeah. But yeah. Phone guy. Phone guy's not in the movie. How the fuck is phone guy not in the fucking Five Nights at Freddy's movie? You're telling me you get to put all this fan service, but you couldn't put phone guy, a crucial part of FNAF? That's what kind of pissed me off. You just couldn't put phone guy for this somewhat entertaining movie. You didn't you didn't put phone guy. But yeah, that's what pissed me off. There was no phone guy, despite the fact that we literally have a whole opening sequence of the other security guard. Like, bro, no phone guy. The movie is its own thing. My ass. They should have put phone guy in the fucking movie. And that's another thing. This movie kind of took away. That's another problem with this movie. This movie sort of took away what made, sort of forgot what made the original game so scary. The atmosphere, the quietness, and then just phone guy, some of the sound effects, some of the sounding, the atmosphere, barely of that. Not to say there's none of it, which there is some of it still here, but barely. It's like, I don't know what it was. They focused more on the lore side of it rather than what what made it scary. What made the game itself scary. The gameplay scary. I get it's a movie, but still, at least make the some of the scenes intense. You know what I mean? Make it still a horror movie, considering that the game that you're adapting is a horror game. And yeah, the jumps, the bro. Here's what fucked me up. This is one thing. One of the biggest issues with this fucking movie. You make a Five Nights at Freddy's movie. You make a Five Nights at Freddy's movie, but you don't think to give there are some jump scares with the animatronics, but there's no the animatronic sounds. There's no animatronic sounds, or at least the animatronics jump scare sounds from FNAF 1. This is FNAF 1 you're adapting here. You didn't give them. Yeah, I heard. Wait a minute. I heard the. Wait a minute. I heard the FNAF jump scare sounds in some of the TV spots. Why the fuck didn't you put that in the movie? There's no. I was wondering how they were gonna do how they were gonna do the jump scares. None of that. Sure, we're gonna sing a Foxy running down a hallway, but there was never a scene where he. Yeah, and sure, there's a shot of Foxy right outside your office, but there was never a scene where Foxy leaned in the office because literally Mike is fucking sleeping all the time. Which I'm gonna touch on that them fucking dream sequences. Mike is literally fucking sleeping all the time, and then on top of that, the Fred there's no sound where Bonnie or Chica are outside your door, or like right outside your door. None of that. There's we don't even, there's no iconic, like at least include the most famous iconic Freddy jump scare where all the power goes off and Freddy is right outside your door singing the song with the song playing, and then the lights go out, and then he comes in your office and it comes in your office and attacks you. Remember that? Nah, not even that. Not even that. Not even that's in this movie. And bro, I just forgot Golden Freddy. Golden Freddy. This motherfucker. It's only his child that gets all the screen time. The child that possesses Golden Freddy that gets all the screen time. These motherfuckers at Blumhouse decide to give. I get it. I get it. I get it. I understand. I understand. Golden Freddy didn't really appear that much. He only pops out occasionally in the games. I get that. But fucking add him to the plot. Make him important to the plot. This nigga came out of nowhere. He his first appearance is in the house. It's before Golden Freddy and the child that possesses Golden Freddy comes in the house. He kills the aunt, which I actually fucking like. Fuck that aunt. Fuck that aunt. She was a bitch. She was a Karen. Fuck that aunt. Oh yeah, another positive I forgot to bring up. I love Doug. 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 He was so. He was so innocent. I love me some dogs. Doug. He was so good. He was so good. I love Doug. But yeah, this nigga Golden Freddy came out of nowhere. They don't even give him his jump scare. He just gets Abby. The only scenes we got of Golden Freddy is him getting Abby, bringing him, and then the no, not the car, the taxi scene with Golden Freddy, and then him holding Abby's hand. The taxi scene with Corey Kenshin, and then and then the scene with him, and the scene with him holding Abby's hand outside of the restaurant. That's it. He doesn't even appear for the spring lock scene. He's at least show up when your killer is getting the karma. Like what I would have done with Golden Freddy is I would have kept his screen time a little minimum, but I would have gave him more purpose. I would have I would have shown like hints of a fifth animal. I would have had Mike explore the restaurant, and while he's looking around the restaurant, have there be glimpses of Golden Freddy. Like have there be a scene of Mike walking past Golden Freddy, and he doesn't even notice Golden Freddy's like right there. And then while the movie's going on, we will get a few glimpses of Golden Freddy popping up here and there. With his hand, or probably some scenes with showing some of his, like his hand or his feet or his face in the shadows, and then have there be a full scene of him. Like show Golden, keep his screen time minimal while still actually having him be crucial to the plot. Crucial to the plot. Have Golden Freddy have be a scene after they revealed that these are children possessed robots. children possessed animatronic. Not just have Golden Freddy pop out of nowhere. Some people didn't even think that was Golden Freddy. That's the crazy part. You would think that's Golden Freddy, considering that the real Freddy's in the restaurant and he's not broken up. That's what you would think. But the fact that many people thought that that was just Freddy really tells you how they did Golden Freddy in this movie. I knew that was Golden Freddy ever since the trailers came out. But the fact that many people thought that that was just Freddy, hell no. They low key did Golden Freddy kind of dirty in this movie. Golden Freddy should have done way more, rather than bring Abby to what could have been her death. Fuck you. So yeah, the, them dream. Now that we think, now that I brought that up, next negative, bro. They focus too much on them dream sequences. I'm not gonna lie to you. Dream. I like, I like the dream sequences. I like the first one, and I like the last one. But that's it. Everything else, hell no, hell no. They just repeated the same old thing with a few extra tweaks to it. It's like they, it's like the filmmakers like made a few takes on the scenes. It's like the filmmakers made a few takes on the scene, made a few takes on the scenes because they made a mistake on a few ones. Made a mistakes on the one they were shooting, and they added different takes on different scenes on each one. And it's like, why the hell would you? I only like the the first one and the last one and the one where Mike talks to the animatronic that possesses Freddy before the reveal that they're actually friendlier, the more friendlier animatronics that we get. Which I'm gonna be honest with y'all, even as a FNAF fan, oh yeah, them dream sequences overall, they sucked. They sucked. They took over what could have been the main. They kind of took over the main plot because they had Mike sleeping during the night shifts instead of checking the cameras like the games. Instead of at least walking around the restaurants or checking through the cameras like the games, they have this motherfucker sleeping to the point where fucking Foxy, for crying out loud, is literally right outside his office. Literally gave him a scratch. Literally scratched the fuck out of him while he was asleep. All because this nigga was not paying attention. Because we just had the dough and them dream sequences. I get what they were doing, and I appreciate that, but it's, swear to God, it took away from some of the scarier moments. It took away from something that could have been scary. Which, that's another problem with this movie. This movie is not fucking scary. Now I get it. FNAF has always had a little charm to it. Has always had some little charm to it. But part of the main reason why the franchise is so successful and not a fucking was or at least was successful before it literally became a fucking meme over the years, is because of the scary aspect. Because of the fact that it was actually scary. Because of the fact that the tension, the the jump scares, the atmosphere, all that. This movie, this movie's atmosphere is goofy as hell. No, I get it. It's a movie and all. You want to make the movie serviceable for many audiences, and this is still for Five at Freddy's with some of the charming moments, and I would have still had some funny moments in there, but I would have overall made the movie scary, made the movie dark, sort of depressing, considering that these are the fact that these are killer robots. I know these are children, but I wouldn't have had them be. I wouldn't have had the animatronics be goofy. I would have had them be just darker souls, like dark souls just trapped. The scene, the scenes with Abby, I get what they were going for. I 100% get what they were going for, and it was entertaining to watch. But I would personally, I personally would have made Abby just cheer him up. Like have the animatronics be in a darker place in their lives and have Abby cheer him up. Have Abby cheer him up. Have them still have fun with her, but not building a fucking fort. I would have built a fort and I would have add that fucking song that played when they were building the fort. What I would have done instead is just probably have like them like dance with Abby, dance with Abby, dance with Abby, and probably have a little some heartwarm. I would have made it more heartwarming, more sad, more heartwarming for the animatronics, and I would have done it later in the movie. Later, that's another problem. They did it too early. They made the animatronics friendlier too early into the plot. I would have at least done it later. I would have had Abby cheer him up, have there be a heartwarming scene with Abby and the animatronics, and after that, they become less vengeful and more optimistic. And then that's when William Afton comes in and then just rips them all up with the spring lock. So yeah, so rip them all up with the spring, kind of like what he did in the cutscenes, the 8-bit cutscenes of FNAF 3. Just come in and tear the animatronics up, right when they were becoming more optimistic on night 5 and not, or probably night 5 or night 4. But that fort, I know they're children, but I'm gonna be honest with you, and I actually like the fort scene, but I would have definitely cut it out. I would have definitely cut out that fort scene because that was the movie. That was yeah, there's again FNAF has that charm to it. I would still have there be some funny moments, but I would have just completely cut out the fort scene. There wasn't then another a slight little nitpick. There wasn't enough going through the cameras in the security room like the games. I would have just had some of the scenes be like the games. But yeah, this movie wasn't scary. The movie should have been scary too. Hi, 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 Casey Slice. Hi, Casey Slice. Just doing a review on Financial Freddy's. But yeah, I would have cut out that fourth scene. I would have gave to do something else since they're children. I would have done something else instead. I would have just when did the stream start? A few hours ago, a few like an hour ago is when the stream started. I talked about my history my particular history with FNAF, the development of the FNAF movie along the way, and right now I'm talking about I talked about the positives, and now I'm on the negatives. The negatives right now, and I'm about to end the stream soon with the score I'm about to give the movie, and just hopeful for the sequel to be better since they announced the sequel. All right. Anyway, back to what I was saying. What was I saying? I would have just given the animatronics something else to do besides build a fort. Uh, besides build a fort. So probably like have there be a scene of Abby like touching their pawns, like touching their hands, and then make their eyes turn normal and stuff. Make their eyes turn normal, and because like I've been saying from the start, I have no problem with the whole red eyes, the colored eyes, the orange eyes they have. I have no problem with that. I really don't care as long as the movie itself was good. Although I am gonna say this though, one thing that kind of pissed me off is that you get to add the red eyes, the blue eyes, the orange eyes, but you don't have the black socket dots. I mean, I do kind of had it with. No. That was his eyes. That was the animatronic's eyes. That wasn't his eyes. That wasn't the soul's eyes. I was gonna say Springtrap, but nah. You don't have the black sockets without white dots. You mean tell me you get to do all that, but not all those other eyes, but not that? Really? But yeah, I would have had a more sad. Instead of having the scene be goofy, of Abby connecting with the animatronics, I would have had there be like a sad scene of Abby connecting with the animatronics. I would have had there be like have Abby be the one to like change their perspective. Have Abby be like, "It's okay. I won't hurt you. You could be our friend. I'm sorry for you. You don't have to do all this. This is not who you are. You don't have to do this." And then I'll have the animatronics try to protect near the end of the movie. By the way, have the animatronics try to protect Abby, stop Abby from going through the same thing. Because at that point, this is when we're getting Springtrap having a proper build up and coming in the movie. I'm gonna do a rewrite of Finance of Freddy's. I'm gonna make my own version of Finance of Freddy's. But yeah, uh, they're not like I'm gonna be honest with you that it was it was kind of cute. It was cute. It was cute, but it wasn't really needed for the movie. Which now while we're at it, slight nitpick real quick before we get back on topic. What is up with these new video game movies? As much as I'm loving the new video game movies, one thing I noticed is that they be adding some unnecessary shit sometimes. The Sonic movie, the fucking wedding shit and the Uptown Funk dance, which fuck you. Fuck that Uptown Funk dance. Fuck that dance off and Sonic 2. And as much as I love that movie, fuck that dance off. The Mario movie, some of the comedy and not enough characters, not enough many missed opportunities, and Bowser wasn't a fucking threat. Peaches. Fuck out of here. You're a fucking threat. You're supposed to be the biggest threat. And you're over here I know you do that in the games, but in the context of the movie doesn't make any goddamn sense. And now Finance at Freddy's with this damn childish tone and the fourth scene. The animatronics motive for being bad towards Mike is wanting Abby to be like them. Fuck no. And apparently it's supposed to be influenced by William Afton. They're supposed to hate him. They're supposed to want revenge on William Afton. What the hell are they doing listening to him? I mean, I know William Afton controls them. Why is he? Why can't he just control him though? Control them though, instead of influencing them, instead of having them choose to stick by his side. You know what I'm saying? They killed you, and now you want me to be on your side when I literally have given giving life again? Fuck no. As soon as I see you, I'm fucking ripping your fucking guts out, bro. Like, bro, you done took my life away. I can't see my family no more. I'm stuck in this fucking suit for like all of my eternity days, basically, until my soul gets freed. Like, bro, fuck out of my face. But yeah, I did not like. I did not like some of the lore changes in this movie. Like I said, I would have just made the lore of the Financial Phrase movie a more simplified version of the lore from the games. So yeah, and that's another thing, the tone. So ever since the fort scene, before that we would get scenes like Mike's some of Mike's earlier ships where it was kind of serious, and then that scene, and then that whole sequence with the people, with the robbers breaking in their restaurant and having them get killed off. I love that scene to death. I love that scene. But after the fort scene, it just becomes silly. And at that point, I was like, yeah, they clearly made this shit for children. They clearly made this for children. They clearly made this for children. Especially, which I love how they made the animatronics more friendly towards Abby. I do like that detail, but they kind of did it in a goofy way. Again, I'm gonna do my rewrite of Financial for these because there was just so much they could have done. There was a better way to handle some of the things you had in the movie, and I would have just made it a more simplified version of the games. There were some things I would have had. I would have just done. I'm doing a rewrite of Financial Freddy's. That's three video game movies. I'm gonna do a rewrite at this point. Rewrite of Sonic 2, rewrite of the Mario movie, and now a rewrite of Financial Freddy's. Goddamn. Wait till I learn to start edit. No, 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 no. I mean, I'm learning how to edit, but I'm not great at editing yet. Wait until I get better at editing. Let me just say that right now. I'm gonna do those. I'm gonna do those rewrites. Uh, what I mean when this movie should have been red art. The kills they would cut away all that shit. The spring lock scene, bro. Not only we don't get a bite of 83, but the fucking spring lock scene was tamed. Wait. I think I brought that up already. It was tamed. There was a lot less blood compared to the Civilized comics and the games for FNAF 3. But yeah, and the writing, fucking whatever, whatever. We're just here to see the video game shit come to life, see if they do it right. I would have gave Mike more development, to be honest. And oh yeah, Vanessa. This is my fucking issue with this shit. They decided with this fucking lore, they decided instead of the Afton family, instead of adapting the Afton family to the big screen, you wanna know what they did instead? They fucking gave they made Vanessa they made Vanessa William's daughter. Instead of someone that William hires to keep, instead of having it be a setup, instead they changed the fucking lore. They changed they changed it to Vanessa being William's daughter, which at that point I would have been like, fuck that shit. If I was the writer, cut. I would have changed that immediately. Instead, have it be like the games where it's the Afton family. It will be more personal, and it would just make a lot more sense. It'll probably give Mike an extra reason to go back for 5 nights instead of just working there for a paycheck. It'll probably give Mike a personal motive for going back for 5 nights. Him discovering that his father was the one behind this shit, behind the serial killer, all that stuff, behind the lore, all that stuff, behind the children. Look, like have the Athens family play a role into the story. You know what I mean? Instead of having Vanessa be William Athens' daughter, like what the hell? What the hell were y'all thinking, Blumhouse or Scott? I don't know about Scott. Scott, I love Scott. Thanks Scott for this movie, but it's like, what was everyone think? What were the writers thinking? Thinking that, what were the writers thinking that Vanessa being William's daughter was a great ass idea? That's what I would have for sure changed. For sure changed. In fact, if I'm being honest to you, I don't even know if I would have put Vanessa in the movie at all, because she was kind of underwhelming. She was probably just there just for the sake of there being a security, a police officer to protect Mike, or it's just Vanessa as a character from Security Beach, which again, FNAF was already becoming childish at that point. In the first movie, you choose to add a character from the game that many fans hate. Which that guy, she is better in this movie than she is in Security Breach, but I still have some issues with Vanessa's character in the movie. Financial Freddy's. I would have made the movie longer too. Uh, I would change a lot, and I'll also make the movie longer. You feel me? What the fuck? Financial Freddy's the movie. I'm really hoping that the sequel gets better, because I had many issues with this movie. There was, as much as I like this movie, it's rewatchable. That's what I can say for sure. It's rewatchable, enjoyable as hell. But knowing FNAF, it could have easily been better. If you actually know FNAF, it could have easily been a better movie than it was. if you actually, if you actually knew FNAF, even if you aren't a fan of FNAF, or if you were a fan of FNAF, like me, this movie could have easily been better than what it was. Which hopefully the sequels actually improve on this shit. But yeah, Financial Freddy's the movie. Also, no. I don't think I was done. The animatronic should have had more screen time. And yeah, there you go. I think that was it. I think that's everything I need to say. The movie should have been rated R. There should have been more brutal stuff. How does the rip off Willy's Wonderland have more have more blood and gore than a fucking. No, not necessarily gore. Have more killing, have better killing scenes than the fucking FNAF movie. You don't even necessarily have to show gore. Show some blood though. Show blood though. Have the movie be rated R. But I get it. It's FNAF. It's a larger audience. But I still would have made the movie serious with some lighthearted moments. For yeah, sure, because of the charm of the FNAF community. FNAF has always had this charm, which made it so unique compared to the other horror franchise, horror franchises. But you know what I'm trying to get at here. You could have easily made this better. But yeah, I think that was pretty much it. I think that was pretty much all I needed to say about Financial Freddy's the movie. I liked the movie. It was good. It was, but it definitely was underwhelming though. It could have easily been better. Um, hopefully the sequels improve on it. Hopefully the sequels improve on the writing, the character development, the animatronics themselves having more screen time, despite the animatronics themselves being the best. I don't know if I don't think I mentioned this in the positives sections of this review, but the animatronics themselves were the best parts of this movie. The animatronics themselves, just their movements. Shout out to the Jim Henson's Creature Shop company, by the way, and the people involved with the makings of the animatronics, how they move, all the animatronics development, the animatronics themselves with the movie. Shout out to that because the animatronics themselves were the best parts of the movie. Hopefully they come back. Hopefully they do a better job with the sequels though, make them even better. But they were still great, nonetheless. Hopefully the movie, hopefully the sequels is better, and hopefully they get Markiplier next time. Bring back the Corey Kitchen and Matt Pack cameos, but actually have Markiplier be there this time. Hell, since he's the king of FNAF, hell, he could actually, who knows, he could probably actually be a fucking main character in the movie and not just a cameo. Who knows what they could do with the sequel. But, yeah, did this review for Halloween, since fuck going to people's houses asking for some damn candy, asking for fucking cavities, when I could be making a review talking about the most popular movie right now. A movie based off of a franchise that I used to love, which I still have sort of respect for it, which I still liked in a way, but it's not the same. To be honest, I didn't know. Like this is why I love FNAF. Stop making FNAF childish. Let's be real. Stop making FNAF childish. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. So there goes my review for Five Nights at Freddy's the movie. I'm gonna stay on top with the sequels. I'm gonna be here for the sequels. But that's it. After the sequels, I don't know what I'm gonna do with FNAF. Play the horror games, stream some of the fan games, play the actual OG. I would play the OG games, the OG games for sure, because those were my favorites. And I'm gonna probably stream the Joy of Creation. But I don't know what I'm gonna do with FNAF outside of the movies, cause yeah, probably react to some videos with FNAF. I'm just letting y'all know how I'm gonna handle FNAF on this YouTube account, on my YouTube account, on this channel. Cause I don't know how to feel about FNAF, to be honest. I have mixed feelings on this movie, this franchise in general. This franchise, this franchise in general, Loki really does need help right now. I have mixed feelings on this movie. The financial for this movie was decent, but it was underwhelming at the same time. So I'm gonna give my. I have finally figured out my score for the financial for this movie. I'm gonna give the financial Freddy's movie a standard 7 out of 10. Yeah, it's not as bad as people are saying, but it ain't great either. It's a standard 7 out of 10. The Mario movie told a better story, despite the fact that that movie barely had a story. The Mario movie, no. This FNAF was a lot more entertaining. If FNAF was more serious, then I would have definitely given it a higher score than the Mario movie. But yeah, just I don't know. Okay. It definitely doesn't deserve the hate that it's getting, but it's not peak either. It's not peak cinema. It's not even my favorite movie of this year. Sure, it's probably the most rewatchable movie. It's probably my most rewatchable movie of the year for the rest of the. I'm probably gonna rewatch this movie for the rest of the year, but you know what I mean. This movie could have definitely been better. But yeah, 7 out of 10. Go watch it. Go check it out if you haven't yet. Go support this movie since this movie is making bank right now. My God, this movie is making bank right now. Yeah. I love Five Nights at Freddy's. The OG games, not this new shit. Hope FNAF gets better because I do not like how some people are looking at FNAF as a joke now, which including myself, because this franchise gotten worse over the years. Which I'm not here to give a review about this franchise. I'm here to give a review about the movie about this franchise, a movie about this franchise. But yeah, that's my review for Five Nights at Freddy's, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah. Another negative. The night. Uh, it's like one more negative before I end this review. The nights, the first 3 nights were short as. Well, not the first 3 nights. No. The first few nights, the first night and the second night were short as hell. 2 and 3, I mean, 1, 2, short as hell. 3, 4, 3, 4. We're just literally Abby. Was literally just Abby playing with the animatronics, having fun with the animatronics. And night 5 is when we actually get the spring lock shit. Was when we actually get some of the real shit with the animatronics doing acting bad too late. At that point, the scary tone is already out the window. But whatever. And we get the spring lock scene, which I would have had a better story than this. So yeah, the night shifts definitely underwhelming. Could have been better, especially for a movie that's called Five Nights at Freddy's, and they don't even give Mike an explanation for going back. It's because he wants to get paid. Any logical human being would just quit after being having suspicious about the animatronics. Any logical human being. But yeah, I'm doing a rewrite of Financial Freddy's. There goes my review of Financial Freddy's, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all very much for watching this video. Like and subscribe, hit that bell, hit those notifications down below, comment down below, let me know what you thought about this review, and let me know what you thought about the movie. Subscribe to my other accounts, link in the description. That's all I gotta say right now. There goes my review of Financial Freddy's. I'm doing this review on Halloween. Now I'm gonna watch me some Halloween with Michael Myers in this bitch. Or just watch more FNAF shit. That's all I gotta say right now. So there goes my review of Financial Freddy's. I'm a stream FNAF soon since I really do used to love this franchise. And probably react to some FNAF videos. But that's all I gotta say right now, so stay tuned for the sequels. I'm gonna stay tuned for them sequels. I'm gonna do the same hype. I'm gonna do the same thing with the sequels. Let me tell you something. When the sequels start releasing their trailers, y'all saw how I was making videos left and right with the trailers for this movie. Watch me do the same thing with the next few sequels, with the next two sequels in a few years, for a few years. But yeah, that's all I gotta say right now. So talk to y'all later, FNAF fans.